So it looks like powder brows are trying to make a comeback. They never left me. So while I'm letting my color corrector dry down, I figured I'd show you guys how I do my brows. This is the LA Colors color corrector. It has a cute little doe foot wand like you just saw, and this is in the shade called Peach. I've already applied my primer to my face, so whatever primer is on there is fine. Occasionally, I will use like an eyeshadow base and put that all over my eye area. I'm just not doing that today because I'm wasting enough time doing this video. You'll only need two things if you're doing the brows the way I'm doing it for the brow portion. Your foundation or your regular concealer will play a part in this, and I'll show it a little bit later. So I started off with this trio, which I got from Dollar Tree. I mostly use this lightest shade and then this warmer brown shade. And I use this angle brush. Yeah, it's dirty, but I'm showing you I've been using it all. Be nice. So what I do is I take two swipes into the lightest shade, one swipe into the darker shade, and then another swipe into the lighter shade, and then I'll explain why. Swipe, 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 swipe. So for me, I like my brows to have that little faded look. So it goes from lighter, because if you look at my brows, they naturally are lighter in the middle of my face and then darker. What brows you can see, they're there. They're just really light. I want the powder to do the same because even though I'm going to do some of the transitioning with my concealer, I still want to start off with the shade closest to my inner brow to be lighter. So that's going to be the very first part of the swipe, which is why I do the two light swipes at the end. I really do it really simple. I'm just going to do this one in front of you, and then I'll do the other one off camera. Okay, so bear with me because I'm going to try to stay in frame because I don't trust doing it just off of this, like the reflection on the video. And it's real easy. I just do one swipe. And I try to follow mostly the direction my brows go. However, part of my brow grows down here. I do need to clean it up, but if you can see some of the brow hairs right here, I like a more high arch. Now, it doesn't really matter if they are not perfect at this point, and it does look lighter on the side because I'm off to the side at my vanity, so there's more light on this side with the ring light and then the other lights on this side, but I used the same technique to do this brow as I did this one. So now that my color corrector has dried down, I can go ahead and go in with my concealer. I use this mostly as my foundation, and then I'll show another product that I do use, but the current concealer that I'm using right now is by Kiss New York. This is their full coverage concealer. This is in number 312, which is golden. So this is my concealer layout. I've covered all of the color corrector, and then I've put enough into like the center of my face to highlight, and then this will work for the rest of my face, but then I go in with another product. And I'm doing all of this talking only because I am letting this dry down a little bit because the coverage will be a little better. So to help blend out the concealer and also to shade match a little more like around the perimeter of my face, I'm using this skin tint. Now this is by Ruby Kisses. This is their glowy skin filter. This is in tan, so I only use a little bit of that. I put it like around my forehead and then like two stripes on the sides of my cheeks. The fun part, this is when I start just cleaning up my brows because actually they're in the shape that I want them to be in, but I like a more defined brow. So now I go in with a like flat concealer brush, and yeah, this is my favorite. I need another one, but they don't sell this one anymore. But this is what I use to do the correction for my brows. And I'm staying with what I put down already. I'm just cleaning up. Then what I do is I take a little of what's in the center just to clean up the top of my brow. Don't really have to do too much because, like I said, the shape is already there just from using the brush. And I kind of go straight right across the top right here, straight back. And I do another straight down on the side. And if my brush is a little dry, I'll tap back into the middle just to pick up a little more product. And there where the two lines had intersected, I'll round that out just a little bit. So I'm going straight again, then rounding down to go right along the line that I originally made. And remember, brows don't always wind up being twins. Sometimes they're cousins. So now I'm going to go ahead with the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you the final part of finishing off my ombre powder brows. The first thing I do just to clean up in between my brows is I pinch the brush real narrow like this, and I just go straight up a couple of times into the middle of my brows. Next, I fluff the brush back out because I want to fade away some of the brow in the middle, but I still want the color to show. So I just gently pat, rocking from side to side a little so that the brown still stays there, but it's faded. I just take like the side just to make certain that I don't get a little cakey look because I've been patting with the brush. So to keep from getting the halo look around your brows, take your like bronzer or whatever your contour color is and get as close as you can to the brows, especially on the tail end. So see how I don't have that like white around like light. I do look pale, but this is ring light. I'm telling you, it's the ring light. So I just keep patting to blend that down. I do go up into my hairline a little bit, but mostly to get the tail end of the brow and then just blend out whatever I have. I don't want to get, like when the red carpet looks that somebody was talking about. We're almost done. So next I'm going to take this fluffy like highlighter brush. It's got multiple uses, but I use it for my highlighter. I'm just going to swirl it around. It doesn't matter which highlighter. I'm just showing the technique. So what I do is I go across the bridge of my nose and then I blend that up. And then I blend it towards my brows. That's giving it a little more diffusion. And then I just blend out, however I would normally do with my highlighter. Last part, this is what does it for me. I use a small angle brush. This is a MAC brush that I've had forever. I've tried other angle brushes. I don't like how they work for doing just this part. So I just have to keep this same brush. But anyway, I take the angle and whichever side I'm going on, the angle slants this way. So since I'm going to do this side, the angle is slanted this way. And then I just lightly feather where my brow is. So I'm going to do this side, so hopefully you can see it over here. But I feather the highlighter into the darker part, and then I just keep lightly, I'm barely tapping it, just to blend it out some more until it almost is faded away, but it's still noticeable. Just do the same thing on this side. I hope everyone has a great day. Be beautiful and be good. Bye.